Lawin Media Network,
bringing to you the most relevant content across all platforms.
Business, legal, politics, health, lifestyle, and entertainment.
Your source for all the news and updates in the greater Houston community from Texas and all over the world.
Get informed and empowered with Lawin Media Network.
Hello. Good evening, Pilipinas. Kamusta kayong lahat dyan? Good morning, United States and the other parts of the world. How are y'all doing today? We are again here with you to talk about very impressive achievements of our teachers today. So how are you, Dr. Nildz?
Hello, Ma'am Cora. Magandang araw again. Good day. And a warm hello to our listeners in the Philippines and in the United States. And of course, across the globe, because the last time I see our views, we are reaching out to a lot of, our audience, from the north, the south, the east, and the west. And we thank you, God, for that. So once again, welcome to the Teacher Talk with Ma'am Cora and myself, Dr. Nildz. Of course, this is a space where stories, the wisdom, and experiences in education come alive. So together we explore the joys, the challenges, and of course, some kind of examples of teachings, learning, and leading as we build together the bridge that connect what culture, communities, and our hearts as an educator. Thank you, Ma'am Cora.
That's right. So for today's episode po, November the 8th. Malapit ng Thanksgiving. 2 weeks na lang. So, and we're getting closer to the holiday. We're going to have our winter break. Wow. This is what we are looking for. So for today's session po natin, we are going to talk about empowering Filipino-American identity through professional unity. So, ang tagline po natin ngayon is Filipino-American Professional. Kasali ka ba? So, our guests today are all active leaders, professionals, and leaders of our community. So, before we introduce them, what had happened to us? Well, what did we do, Dr. Nildz? We were so busy. It was fun though last week.
Yes, but before that, I'd like to also include that our team, since you're talking about the topic, is about empowering the Filipino-American identity through our organizations or professional unity. And prior to that, I'd like to also share to you the objective, and one of them is improve and develop the masterclass skills, enhance awareness and impact of the Filipino-American professional organizations. And is there any other thing that you want to add?
You go ahead and say all our objectives for today.
Okay, and I'm sorry, the grandfather is tickling, at the back.
I like the sound though.
Yes, it's good. It's so vibrating. So encourage participation and membership. And of course, part of our objective also is highlight the success stories of our educators with all the experiences that they have learned, not only in the Philippines, but also here in the United States. So without further ado, I'll go back to you, the microphone. Can you share to me what's happening? What highlights activity have you done throughout the week?
I really don't have. Actually, The activities that we had, the highlights were when we attended the leadership training. There you go, guys. We attended the leadership forum at Kalahari Convention Resort. So this is composed of several chambers here in Texas. We have the Greater Houston, we have the Austin Chamber, we have the Dallas, we also have the Rio Grande, and we have the San Antonio. Guys, look at the leaders right then in front of you. We had an excellent training. We had an awesome guest during those times, and definitely we were able to highlight all the activities and all the skills that should be sharpened by our leaders who excels in their business, in their professional role in the community. So those were the activities highlights last week, and we attended a gala, right?
Yes, and I think we showed them some pictures about that. And you know
Mm-hmm.
what? Also, good thing about my collaboration with Mom Cora is
Mm-hmm.
we are there having the podcast on that day, October
Sweet.
25th. I think October the 25th. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so guess what? Mom Cora and I are really working hard. She's the host. I'm also the moderator, kind of, but we were able to squeeze in, the podcast and do this. And that is what the teaching or the educator is all about. But anyway, last night I went back to Kalahari. I have my presentation right now. I'm attending, being a teacher. Also, I'm part of the Texas Early Childhood young young children organization, and I have also my own group. We call it the Texas Early Childhood Educational Consultant Network, or call it TECHED. So being a founding board of director, I also have some consultant that came again in Kalahari. I'm telling you, Kalahari is being a favorite nowadays, where we having our presentation, and after this I'm gonna run there and have another conference presentation. Okay, so thank you so much. That
Yeah.
makes us busy. Okay, and there's more and
Uh-huh.
more. But of course, this is for our community. We love serving community, right, Ma'am Cora?
That's true. That's true. And what they have seen earlier exemplifies what we have been doing for our community. Okay. So again, um, we are focusing on the participation of the Filipino American group in their own organization and how they empower and create a Filipino identity through those professional organizations. And you will all be surprised how many organizations that we established, we founded, and we are members. So without further ado, let me introduce our first speaker for today. So our first speaker is Miss Mito Capili. Miss Capili was born and raised in the Philippines and moved to the United States just before she turned 15. She earned her master's in computer science from the University of Texas in Dallas and now works as a web developer for a digital marketing agency there in Dallas, Texas. A few years into her career, she crossed paths with the amazing folks of the UniPro Young Professional Texas, who helped her reconnect with her Filipino roots and passion for community work. Since then, Mito has been dedicated to creating spaces where people can learn, grow, and practice Kapwa, our shared humanity. Maybe later Mito will be explaining what Kapwa means to her organization. She now resides in Irving, Texas, with her husband, Colin, and currently serves as the Secretary-General of Young Professionals. Ladies and gentlemen, Filipinas, United States, let's all welcome Mito Capili. Good morning, Mito.
Hi po. For inviting me to this panel. I'm so honored to be amongst the women who are going to be at this panel today. So thank you both.
Okay. Mito, mamaya paki-explain mo yung kapwa, ha? Because a lot of our viewers, we wanted to educate them about that. Okay, so our next guest is a highly accomplished special education teacher with 17 years of diverse experience supporting children with special needs. Beyond the classroom, she has demonstrated exceptional commitment to community engagement, leading seminars for educators, parents, advocates, student government officials, and professionals promoting special and inclusive education both in the Philippines and here in United States. She is her outstanding leadership focus on includes one of the outstanding local presidents of the Junior Chamber International in the Philippines. Here in United States, in response to the pressing need for support among Filipino educators in Arizona, our guest mobilized the community and reestablished the Arizona chapter of the United Federation of Filipino American Educators, or UNIFIED. Well, I am a member also. Her leadership and dedication led to her nomination as the chapter's founding president, and she was later elected as Unified's national vice president for external. Okay. Um, Guys, she is a distinguished mentor, teacher awardee, educator at Pistor Middle School and throughout Tucson Unified School District. Filipinas, let us all welcome our teacher leader, Martha Isiderio-Gutierrez. Good morning, Martha.
Where's our clap? Okay.
Yay! Good morning po. Good morning dito sa Amerika. Tapos magandang gabi sa Pilipinas. Mabuhay!
Ayan.
Yeah.
Okay. So, kamusta ba dyan sa Arizona? How's the weather there?
It's freezing cold in early morning, but it's when it's in the midday, it's kind of hot. It's still the same. It's kind of hot.
Oh, here in Texas, you will experience 3 to 4 seasons in a day. Here in Houston, we did that yesterday. In the morning, we have a little bit of winter, and then it go to spring, and in the afternoon, it was summer. So 3 seasons in one day.
So, Ma'am Cora, as we are going to proceed, right now our other guest is not yet here, but she's coming in a little while.
Okay.
So we have to go on and proceed with our podcast. Okay, the show must go on. Okay, but there's Attorney Aileen will be coming up, and she told me
Okay.
that. Okay, she gave me a heads up. So anyway, our two young and beautiful guests here are ready to start the ball. Okay. So, without further ado, I'm going to give you the first question, okay? So, to start off, can you share how your involvement in the Filipino American Professional Organization began? Okay, let's start it with Miss Mito.
Hi. So I think I've always liked to be part of a collective or a group that is, bigger than myself. And I've always liked the idea of being able to use my skills and my talents for something meaningful. I'm the eldest daughter in my family, and like many families in the Philippines, my father was an OFW and was working abroad for most of my childhood. So growing up, my mom kind of relied on me to help around the house, with taking care of my siblings. So that sense of responsibility had been instilled in me at a very early age. And then in school po, I always, for some reason, end up finding myself in positions of leadership, like in group projects or even in just, planning outings for my friends, which is interesting because I never really liked being, the face of an organization. I liked kind of knowing how things worked in the background, planning for things. I liked knowing how the sausage is made. For those Hamilton fans out there. But yeah, when we moved here to the US, to Texas, I think the culture shock, even though, I didn't know that I was experiencing it at the time, it kind of made me go into my shell. I became really shy. So I didn't really join any student orgs or participated in any extracurricular activities at the time. And then when I graduated from high school, I promised myself that, I'll do my best to regain that self-confidence. So in my first year of college, I went to community college, a 2-year college, and I joined an honors organization called Phi Theta Kappa. And then later on, I ran for office. So I joined the officer board, first as a secretary and then later on as the vice president. When I finished there, I transferred to UT Dallas and I got more involved with FSA there, Filipino Student Association. But in all honesty, po, when I first came across UniPro, which is the organization I'm a part of now, I had just ended a long time relationship. So at the time I was grieving, and I was trying to heal from a breakup. And, maybe that's a story for another time. Yeah, but at the time I had been like out of school, I was already in my workplace in the professional industry for a couple of years when all of that happened. And then one day my friend from university, UT Dallas, he invited me to like a birthday party. And it turned out that he was part of this Filipino American organization called UniPro, which stands for Unity for Progress. And they had started a chapter here in Texas. The entire organization started in New York, and then they created a chapter here in Texas. And at the time, they were starting a mentorship program where they will be diving deep into, Filipino culture, history, and identity. And because I was trying to find myself and my confidence again, I accepted his invitation. I was like, what's the worst that could happen, right? I guess, the rest is history from there. I had been part of UniPro since, I think that was 2018. And since then, I feel like we've done so many great things with and for the Filipino community here in Texas. We've collaborated with so many different nonprofits and student organizations. Right now, we're partnered with an organization called Houston in Action for voter engagement activities. We had started a weekly series called No History, No Self. It's an educational series diving deep into topics concerning Filipino history, culture, and identity. And we are hosting that with Anak Bayan Houston. And we actually have a Tagalog lesson with our very own Ma'am Cora here. She's helping us with that weekly series. So yeah, that's how I got involved in the community po.
Wow. I totally understand that basically we start as a student leader, right? Okay, so I also started my leadership skills as a student leader, right, at the Philippine Normal University. I was the student council vice president for external affairs. So I started from there, and then during those times, Cory, Marshall, EDSA Revolution. Then I founded an organization over there for the students that will push for change in the government. And then later on, sa college professional, then I founded also the Unified Houston. So connect siya, di ba? There is really a seed from the university itself when you were a student. What about you, Miss Martha? Did you also start as a student leader?
Yeah, way back before when I was still in college. So I'm
Uh-huh.
part of the student government. So after
Mm-hmm.
college, that's where I joined JCI Bacolod. That's a local chapter in my city. So that's where it
Mm-hmm.
all started actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, growing up.
So what about the community? How were you able to involve yourself in the community right after college? Professional organization. How did it
Professional. So
start? Yeah.
it all started way back in the Philippines. So I'm really involved with all the civic organization, especially for leadership organization, which is Junior Chamber International or It used to be JCs. So here in the US, and honestly, my involvement really started from my own experiences as an international teacher. So
Mm-hmm.
when I first came here to the US, everything was really new, right? Everything,
Mm-hmm.
actually everything. So from the
Uh-huh.
culture, the environment, even the way schools work here, it's quite different
That's
back in the
true.
Philippines. And I really had to adjust, not only like 100% of the Filipino teachers, I really had to adjust to a new language, new technology, and actually a completely different, really different educational system. So we all know, right? Miss Mom Cora and
Yes.
Dr. Nildz, we all know that teaching is already a tough job, but doing it while adapting to all
Mm-hmm.
those changes was really overwhelming, even to the extent of, like, for example, understanding students behavior and learning how to connect with them took a really lot of learning and patience. So after being here for almost 7 years, I realized that there are so many international teachers facing the same challenges that I went through way back 2019. So that's when it really hit me hard. So I needed to do something. I told myself I need to do something. I need to stand up, and I really need to support other people like me. So that's where I started reaching out to Kapwa Pinoy teacher friends who shared actually the same like
Mm-hmm.
passion of helping or supporting teachers. So I did also some research on National Filipino Teachers Organization all over the US. Nag-research ako. So that really had this similar vision. And I took the courage to connect with teacher leaders I saw online, parang stalker, who were already doing the same kind of work. Nag-email, nag-message ako sa Facebook, even though I don't know them. So from there, things just started to fall into place. I'm happy about that. So social media really helped me a lot. So I found active Filipino teachers of United Federation of Filipino American Educators. So I started building connection with the national officers and look for people who could really help me figure it out how to start our own chapter here in
Mm-hmm.
Arizona. So it's been a meaningful journey, turning those early struggles into something that could really help and empower Filipino teachers who are new to this country.
I got a follow-up question for both of you, Mito and Martha. So,
Uh-huh.
what inspired you to say yes and become a part of this community? What is that thing that you said that okay, I'm gonna join this. Okay, I'm gonna form this. So, what is that?
Yeah,
Uh,
I can go
yes.
first, I guess. So, I mean, aside from being heartbroken, po, um, growing up, I lived in Plano, Texas, which there are a lot of Asians there, but for some reason, we never came across a lot of Filipinos. And I don't know if it's, just my family that didn't really involve ourselves in, maybe the church or some other organizations in the city. But I was kind of craving that the Filipino Student Association vibe and atmosphere and feel. Because after I had left college, I just started working. And at work, there's not really a lot of people who look like me, who think like me, who had the same background as me. And so when my friend mentioned that, oh, there's this organization that he's a part of, I saw that as a chance to meet the people that I'm looking for, the community that I was looking for. So that's what, that's why I said yes.
Thank
It,
you.
Dr. Neil, to piggyback on what she said, it really focuses on finding your identity through your leadership skills. And I have seen that in the way Miss Martha shared her beginning as well as Mito. Most of the time, we look for something that is pushing out to excel in our own skills. And on the part of Mito, even if she's not an educator by profession, she was able to connect herself to her uh, identity through this professional organization. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I really, yeah,
I, I
it's really
think that,
good.
yeah, and the fact that we have, passion for doing something, commitment without expecting anything in return. I think that's a big factor for all of us because we share a common ground of just serving the community, right? So that's why I always call myself a servant leader because we are of service to our fellow men, not only our fellow men, but of course every culture that we come across to. Okay, Miss Martha, your turn, please. What inspired you? Thank you.
Actually, growing up, during my younger years, I really have this living with this mantra that humanity is the best work of life until such time I move here in the US. So it's everything new. It's all about me. I need to learn something more. That's the reason why I came here, right? To grow as a professional in the field of education. After of all the challenges I've been through during my first year, I could really tell that, oh my God, this is something new that other teachers, especially international teachers, not we're not talking about Filipino teachers. There's a lot of
Yes.
international teachers here coming in the US. So there's a lot of challenges that they are facing day to day, especially if you are in a school site, if you are in the classroom. And it seems like from there, it really hits me hard. Like, oh my God, I need to look for somebody who could help me. Not That's how I navigate things when I had like I could really tell that my first year was beyond challenge. It's bad. That's the word I could tell. My first year was really bad in terms of all the things, not personally, but in terms of like everything in the classroom. It seems like I feel like I went back to zero. So from there, from my experiences, like, oh my God, if I'm experiencing this one, I'm well qualified coming here in the US. I've been a teacher for almost that year that I've been teaching for 12 to 15 years. How could it be I'm still struggling? How much more those younger ones? So that's where
That's
it came
good.
from. So I need to stand up for these Filipino teachers, not like who's gonna stand up for these people, right? So we need to
Yeah.
stand up, and I look for people who have the same vision. That's where it all started. That not only me who's speaking the same language, but there are a lot,
Mhm.
but there are a lot of people who don't know who to start, where to start. So that's where my leadership skills comes in, where I got it from the Philippines. So I look for people who have the same vision, and then that's where it all started. So come on, let's go. Let's help Filipino teachers.
I want to piggyback. Martha, you have a very, very good explanation in that. I want to add something in that. I have met some new international teachers from Nigeria, from Guatemala, from Argentina, and New Mexico. And all of them were able to meet those Filipino teachers, our J1, that we have been helping in Unified. Did you know that they were so impressed by the way the leadership of Unified, Save Unified, on how we support our international teachers while they themselves didn't have that support. So I told them, you need to push yourself to be an advocate. An advocate. Try to be pushy and be a voice for yourself because your teacher, you're the leader in your classroom. So make it happen. You don't need anybody to push you from that position. Take it like you, Martha. I really love your vision. I really I mean, impressed with the way you push yourself and take a step so that you will be able to excel and, you know, receive the support, or you yourself supported the entire community for that. And congratulations. Thank you. Thank you for doing that.
And then let me also add there, Martha, don't feel bad. It's not a bad. It's part of your journey. Remember, a
Mhm.
chapter of your experience in the Philippines have already closed. And then when you step here in the United States, that's a new chapter of yourself
Mhm.
as an educator. Don't consider that as a bad, because that's a part of your training as God is sharpening your wisdom, your skills, your talent. And look what have done to you. Look where you are right now, because looking back, those
Mhm.
were the very essence of where you are right now. So consider that not as a bad, but an experience that will make you a better, and I will say a smart, intellectual educator of what you are right
Mhm.
now. Thank you.
Look at Mito. Mito said she was so shy, but for you to lead an organization, a professional, oh my God, where is shyness there? How, Mito?
It's still there. It's just buried deep inside.
Okay, this is a very good discussion. We need to take a break and we will
Yes.
come back.
And
We'll see
teacher
you in a
Cora
bit.
will, yeah, and teacher Cora will ask the second question.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
In a world filled with fleeting moments, there's beauty waiting to be captured. My name is Christian, and I specialize in immortalizing your most precious memories. From elegant weddings to vibrant events and timeless portraits, I'm here to make every moment unforgettable. Let me tell your story through the lens. Contact me today and let's create magic together.
There you go. Welcome back. Thank you. Um, I remember what it says Mita said earlier, that she looked for a group. She was introduced to several people that she were able to connect and join this professional organization. While Martha herself, based from her experience, she was able to use social media in order to connect with professional organization. That leads me to my question on, how do you think, how have Filipino American uh, professional organization influenced your personal and professional journey? How did it impact your your journey professionally and personally, Mr. Mito?
Yeah. So, I think in my years as a servant leader, using Dr. Nildz's terminology,
Mhm.
UniPro has, given me a lot of things that I've learned from them. But I think to answer your question, I'll focus on three things. I say community, courage, and resilience.
Mhm.
So, community, I've spoken about it earlier already, but during that time, I was really trying to find myself because I had lost myself in that, previous relationship. So I wanted to rekindle old friendships and, make new ones. And when I met the people of UniPro, they were just so nice and friendly and warm. But aside from that, I found that they were like insightful and
Mhm.
introspective, not only about, the things in their lives or what's happening in the world, but more specifically about how their story fit in the greater Filipino diaspora. So we talked about Kapwa, which is, the term that Mom Cora wanted me to explain a little bit. And for those of you who are listening or watching this who don't know what that means, it's a concept in, Filipino psychology that means shared identity. It's emphasizing our interconnectedness to everyone else and a belief in our shared humanity. So Kapwa is a core Filipino value that I think for those who grew up and went to school in the Philippines, it's not really explicitly taught. I mean, I don't know if they do that now, but when I went to school there, definitely didn't, learn that in school or like was labeled, unless maybe, in university, if you took up psychology or philosophy class. Kapwa is just something that us Filipinos live by. Like it's our lived experience. So it was very healing for me, and it made me proud to see the people that I met at UniPro, who at the time they were still in their early to mid 20s. They're still trying to find who they are in the world, and yet they were able to talk about and practice this core value that is so ingrained in all of us Filipinos. Regardless of where they were born. Like they were born here. Some of them hadn't even visited the Philippines, and yet they had that the introspection and the vocabulary, and to be able to practice that core value. So I also mentioned courage and resilience. 2 years after I joined UniPro, the pandemic and all of the social, upheavals happened. And during that time, UniPro Texas, and along with our other chapters, they organized safe spaces to help the community process what was happening and provide, various ways of getting involved and getting support. And to me, that really showed that, it takes courage to speak up, to be heard, to stand up for what you believe in, and, in the workplace to secure that place at the table, right? And it takes resilience to see through what you're doing, to see through a cause that you passionately believe in. And I think just seeing that, I tried to apply that to everything else in my life, especially in my career. And, especially as a female in a very male dominated industry, I'm a web developer in the tech world. So at my company, there's only really a handful of female web developers. And whenever I have an idea that I need to, say, I have to often like sum up the courage to get my ideas across. I have to man up. I don't term, but that's kind of like the best way I can describe what I have to do. But yeah, being part of UniPro and being a leader in this organization, I think allowed me to hone those qualities and practice, courage and resilience at every, workshop or event or collaborative event or partnership that we do with the community.
Wow, thank you. That was very profound, Mito. And this organization that we are really molds us to be the best of who we are professionally and personally. Okay, thank you. What about you, Miss Marta? How does this Filipino American professional organization influence your personal and professional life? I mean,
Actually,
joining.
a lot, a lot.
Wow.
There's a lot of things that I could really say that it molded me as a person 100% when I was here in the US. So as a Filipino teacher working in a different country, like here in the US, and being away from loved ones and thousand miles away, right? So majority of the people are living away from their family. So good thing with me, I have my mom and my sister and my husband. But how about those people, right? So I'm speaking on behalf of all the teachers. So it's really easy for us to feel like homesick all the time or disconnected from the real world, especially nowadays that something's going on back home, right? There's something's going on back home. So this group really providing a space for me and for the rest of the teachers where we can celebrate who we are. So we celebrate our, as what mentioned by Miss Mito, like Kapwa or Bayanihan spirit. So this is where you could really have share ideas on how to help not only teachers here in the US, but also back home. How what are there actually there are a lot of great ideas that we come up with. The only thing that sometimes that hinders us as teachers is we're tired at the end of the day and we don't have enough time for that. But if you're talking about ideas, there's a lot of great ideas that we can share of. So also our resilience, knowing the fact that this is a new country, a new environment, everything is new. So we are also celebrating that through these organizations, our resilience to new things, a resilience to everything that surrounds us, and also our commitment to education. This is the core. This is the heart of everything. Why we are in this organization. How we grow as a person because of our commitment to education. Not only to our students that we're dealing with every single day, but in general, the new generation, right? We're committed to that, and also while also inspiring us to grow personally and professionally, knowing the fact even though you're growing here professionally as a educator, but you're also growing as a person, like a
Right.
person that you really want to be. Like, who do you want to be? So this is the perfect place, and these are the perfect people that you have to deal with or to work with. The same vision, the same output that you're looking forward for. So I'm really happy that I'm connecting with Filipino educators from different schools and school district, not, and even state, right? From different states, and we share experiences. We share whether it's bad, challenging, good, and everything. Everything is good because we're growing on that. That's what Dr. Nildz was telling us a while ago, right? And also we try to mentor each other, especially those people who say, I'm struggling in this area. So we work together to uplift our community, especially the educators of community. So we also build unity, and also at the end, we're taking pride of being Filipino
Yes,
educators,
that's
making a
true.
difference here in the US, right?
Yeah.
We're making a difference. I could really tell that we're making a big difference in the US as an educators.
Just a follow-up. I don't know if I think you have shared some of this, but what do you think the strategies that really work that attract, or I will say retain active members in your organization? Mita, what do you think? Give me one or two strategies that you think really work best to be able to remember. In membership we have recruitment and retainment, right? So what is that strategy, do you think that what's your secret weapon? Come on, share it, one or two, and then
I think I can think of one at the top of my head, and I think it's really finding that similarity with the people that you're trying to recruit.
okay.
You know, I don't want to use the idea of like dangling a carrot in front of them, but everyone has a carrot, right? So we just need to find what the carrot is for that person that you're trying to
Okay,
recruit.
awesome, thank you. How about you, Martha? Give me one.
I would say that to be not only for educators, as a teacher in general, right? So we need to be relatable. Kung sa social
That's true.
media, if you want to click to the audience, you need to be relatable. So the same thing with an organization, you need to be relatable. What are the things that pretty common for this people, like a group of people that you're dealing with? What are the things that you can offer them? So that's one way, like to ask people to join with you and to retain those people to work with you is you need to be relatable. What are those things? So you need to give a lot of PDs that really enhance their potentials or really enhance their teaching skills. So those are the things I think you need to be relatable.
Okay,
I agree with that. Primarily, you need to connect, and you really need to show your kapwa tao. Now, as what Mito is saying, when you are relatable, according to Miss Marta, indeed, people will stay and they see their purpose in your organization. If they could fulfill their purpose as an individual and professionally, they will stay with you. And I believe that's the key to that thing. If they are not learning, they are not getting anything, they're not growing, they're not prospering intellectually and emotionally, even in faith, they will not stay with us. So I guess, thank you so much. I guess Dr. Neil, Attorney Aileen
Yes.
is here.
Let me check. But prior to that, it brings me back to this memory. Like, remember in our leadership, the thing
Mhm,
is about TLC.
mhm.
Not that it could be also tender loving care, right? Because we need to
Yeah.
take care of them and love them, right? But what we did in our leadership forum is we call the T. We need to train them.
Mhm,
We need to lead them as leaders. And of course, we need connection or what we call collaboration.
mhm.
So remember that TLC coming from the teacher talk with Ma'am Cora and Dr. Nils. So we need that. Let's see if Dr. Arlene is in, but I don't think I see her right now. Yes, maybe we can still go back and ask the next question,
Uh,
Ma'am Cora.
you introduce
Oh,
first.
yeah, wait.
There she
There's
is.
some,
Yeah.
yes, let me, yes,
Hi.
yes. So let me introduce our very special guest. Okay, so our next guest of panelist is an embodiment, not only, the curve, but all aspect, okay, of leadership, service, and excellence, both in the legal and educational field. So she is the president and CEO of Lawin Media Network, which really our network for this teacher talk, and the founder and managing partner of the Ligot Dizon law firm, PC, as well as co-founder of Biz Tax Council. I need to say it nicely or else she's not going to counsel me. PLCC in Houston, okay? With over 2 decades of experience both in the Philippines and in the United States. She has built an outstanding reputation handling complex family and business law cases, and it's admitted to practice before in the multiple U.S. courts and, of course, the Republic of the Philippines. Her remarkable career has been recognized through numerous awards, including the 2024 Dr. Jose P. Rizal Excellence Award on Leadership and Community Service, 2023 MVP, most valuable, not most valuable player, I will say, most valuable, of course, President Award for Leadership Excellence, and of course, 2022 Extraordinary Leadership Dedication Award from our very own Philippine American Chamber of Commerce, Texas. She's also been celebrated in education as Houston ISD Teacher of the Year finalist, and of course, School Teacher of the Year at Wainwright Elementary. A lawyer, an educator, a community advocate, she continues to inspire through her integrity, vision, and unwavering commitment to service. Please join me in welcoming our dynamic and inspiring attorney Aileen Ligot Dizon, JD, Juris Doctor, LL.M, Master of Law, MEd, Master of Education, and of course, the very own state president of PACC Texas. Welcome, Attorney Aileen. It's
Thank
a
you,
pleasure
Dr.
to have
Nildz.
you.
Thank you, Dr. Nils and Mom Cora. That's a long one. Who wrote that? Krisha.
Tricia.
Well, I'm happy to be here on screen because sometimes I'm in the back screen, right? Or watching on the live show. But I'm happy to be here and I'm happy to be with another two amazing educators. I just want to let you know that I have high respect to our educators because we're not going to be here. There's no doctor, no lawyer, no whatever profession if we do not have teachers. By the way, uh, I might qualify that one. Great and dedicated teachers.
Yes.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Well, I think we're
Thank
going to
you.
put you into the hot seat right now. So we're
Oh
going to give you
no.
a question. So we are talking about,
Okay.
being excellent for especially the great educators and you're one of that, you know that. So what do you think does mastery look like in your professional role and personal growth?
I believe in the power of education, the power of continuous learning. I always tell, whenever I give, like share some wisdom to, different age level, elementary students, professionals. I always tell them, if you want to make change, if you want that change happen in your life, if you want to improve your ways of life, the only solution is education. Educate yourself. You can be a good teacher now, but don't you want to improve your life and become uh, earn a degree of master education? Because if you do, you will continuously grow up or um, grow into your profession and get to the higher level of the profession. You don't want to be an elementary teacher all the time. You also wanted to be teaching maybe universities. So you're going to go to masteries or doctorate. So, like I said, if you want to change your current circumstances, education is a key to that, is the solution to that. And I relate this with my story, the little narrative here. I'll keep it short, promise, Nils. Um, so I'm a lawyer in the Philippines, but if you move to the United States, you're not automatically a lawyer, right? You have to start from the beginning, from scratch. You're just like everyone else, starting from the beginning. So if you want to change that circumstance, you want to practice here as well, then you go back to school, educate yourself. So I went to law school, and then I took the bar exam. If I didn't do that, what am I going to be today, right? So I'm
Mhm.
probably going to be doing some I'm employed somewhere else, not having my own law firm, or even going to education. I wasn't a teacher in the Philippines, but because I want to change that circumstance, I went back to school. I actually did my certification in University of Houston downtown. So I really did all that field work. My field work was at a middle school. So I thought I will never teach in middle school. So yeah. So you change your circumstance, you improve your life through education. And thank you
That's
to our educators,
Yeah, that
Oh,
is
thank you.
what Nelson Mandela said.
both
Education,
professional. Yeah.
education is the most powerful weapon which we can use to change our world.
And yet, as Ma'am
Exactly.
Cora, that applies both. Yeah, it applies both to professionalism,
Yeah.
professional and personal
Mhm.
side.
That's right. Okay. So we also have another question. Sunod na natin kay attorney. The
Sunod-sunod na ha.
strategies. Oo.
Go ahead, Cora. Do you want to do
Um,
the next one? What?
Attorney Aileen, what strategies can we use to increase visibility and impact of this organization to our communities and workplace? Since you have your own law firm, you are the state president of the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce, Texas. How will you identify? How will you describe strategies that we could use to increase visibility and impact of our organization to our community?
Good question, Cora. And we always address this one in every organizational meetings, right? You always meet together,
Mhm.
what to do, how to improve your organization, how to get more members. It actually boils down to just one: be visible, be there, be actually physically
Yes.
there. And when you say actually physically, you are engaged. You're not just there, just watching people doing something. You actually have to be engaged. And if you are, it's just like a business. No one is going to buy your product or
Mhm.
hire your services if they don't know you exist. So you have to be be there, visible to the community. Now, that being said, there are so many ways now, many platforms that you can use to make this happen. Especially now, we have online presence, social media, videos, reels, website, um, and of course the in-person, in-person events. You have to be there as well. Now, this is what I think Nildz and I talked about this before, that um, the Chamber of Commerce, the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce, we are an organization. We, uh, of course, create events. We design programs. And for whom? For our members. Why? Because we want to help them grow their business, or either personally or business side. These programs are designed to bring that up, but the challenge is, yeah, we have this program, but you're not attending. You're a member of this
Mhm.
organization, but we can't see you during the event. I mean, how are you going to market your business? How are you going to meet people? How are you going to connect with others? So we're creating beautiful, amazing, meaningful programs and events. But if they're not going to be there, then no one is going to know their business. So how are you going to get business? So, I think we call it quid pro quo, diba?
Uh-huh.
It has to work both ways. For the members, for the community, and for the organization to, to thrive in the community, and of course reach the goal. What is the purpose of the organization? To make it happen for everyone.
That's right. Being present is the best way that you could strengthen the visibility of the organization. That said, I'm going to ask Miss Marta, with the visibility, with the organization that we form and we are in, what do you think, or how do this organization help strengthen our Filipino American identity and unity? Since this is our focus of this organization, how do you think this organization help us strengthen our Filipino identity and unity? Miss
Yes.
Marta.
Yeah, so I mentioned a while ago, we're here to unite, right? We're here
Mhm.
to taking pride in every aspect especially as being a Filipino educators. But someone like us, like someone who just arrived here in a country as a teacher, a new one in a new country as a teacher, you're not just learning new strategies, right? You're
Right.
also dealing with a lot of things like learning a new culture, learning a new standards, right? We don't have the same standards in the Philippines, and even new expectations in the classroom. So sometimes it's hard to focus on our professional growth when you're still trying to navigate, you're still learning how things work. Like, oh my God, what's the difference between 504 and YEP? Those are the things that really like from outer space if you came from the Philippines, right? What is PLC, right? Ano ba
That's
yung
true.
PLC na yan? So even to the extent like, what is 401k? Ano yung mga credit score na yan? So mga pay time, ano-ano pa dyan sa paligid na narinig mo when you're new here in the US. I would say that those are the things that really like what we think is a challenge. But access to professional development opportunities, I think, is the best way, and giving credit to those Filipino educators who are working so hard, taking pride of working with not only for Filipino educators here in the US but also back home.
Mhm.
So even us, like new teachers, tambakan ka ba naman ng PD ng school district mo, especially if if you're connected to a big school district like me, like even to the extent na sasabihin mo like tama na, natulala ka na lang sa dami, but at the end of the day, most of the teachers I know, ang reaction nila is like, oh my God, that was nosebleed. Ano ang pinagsasabi nila? So language barrier comes in, and of course it's not pretty common in our culture to ask questions and to give your feedback, or simply raise your hand and share something, which is common sa mga PD. So minsan you will think, ano ba yan, ang simple as a Filipino ha, ang simple share talaga dito yung mga luka. So second, I think the mostly I know talaga is mentoring. So mentoring. So especially that majority of Filipino teachers are well experienced nang dumating sila dito, right? So mostly mga 10 years or above na nagtuturo sa Pilipinas, and majority as well, either it's they have this master's degree or doctoral degree. But ito yung big but. So but talaga, it doesn't follow most of that time kasi nga everything is you and lost talaga if wala kang mentor to guide you here in the US. And on my side, I'm lucky enough that on my first year, I had really an incredible lead teacher and district mentor na pinaglaban talaga ako. That's the reason why it's also hit me hard that if those people helped me during my first year, this is my call to help Filipino educators as well. Pinaglaban nga ako, but hindi ko paglaban ang mga Pinoy teachers.
Right.
So another thing I think is that many Filipino teachers have this potential. As in, ang dami kong nakikitang young breed, like Miss Mito, yung mga young breed talaga, like in their 20s, 30s. Ang gagaling talaga, ang galing nila talaga. But to become a leader and really wanted to grow personally and professionally in the US and take on more advanced roles, but oftentimes, they don't know where to start or who to turn to for guidance. Like sinabi kanina ni Miss Mito nga, I'm shy, like parang shy ka to step forward. But hello, we're here as a teacher to help, like even us, like keep on telling our kids, advocate for yourself. So why not? As a teacher, hindi ko advocate yung self ko, di ba? And I think ito talaga, it's a feeling of isolation. I'm really proud that we have this organization kasi not having a support system, it could really truly that a support system of educators. I'm talking about educators that will truly understand the unique struggles that we are facing every single day, right?
Right.
If you're not been to a classroom and it's hard for you, actually it's hard even for me. It's hard for me to explain to my husband how exhausted I am, what exhaustion really means to me, to us as teachers. Now, through this group of teachers comes in by creating a very, very strong network of Filipino educators. We can share resources. As what I mentioned ago, we share resources, experiences, and even mentorship opportunities. That is why when I am giving PD to international teachers, I also mentioned, si attorney a while ago, she mentioned that she also telling people that this is your safe space. We are here to help each other navigate the new world, especially for the professional development landscape that really intended like for example in each respective subject content, or like even differentiated classroom management that really intended for special ed, for middle school, those stuff. For us, ang easy naman yan, but for majority, they're struggling in that area. So another thing is, I think, is to connect with different organizations, right? Mga PACA, mga ganun, di ba? PACA, like Chamber of Commerce. So connecting with different Filipino community in Arizona, here in Arizona, like for example, currently we open an honorary Philippine Consulate of Arizona, wherein I've met different Filipino community leaders in the state. Oh my God, you will be overwhelmed how wonderful our community is. Like, oh my God, ang dami palang ang gagaling ng Filipino dito from different areas, like not only teachers. Oh my God, you will be overwhelmed. So, and also another thing is majority of Filipino teachers are under the cultural exchange program. So there are also a lot of Filipino group that gives opportunities, like for example, here in Tucson, we have the Philippine Mabuhay Cultural Foundation and also Filipino American Sampadi Club of Tucson, wherein all the teachers can join the group and share their talents, like for example, in singing and dancing, and they're performing in a bigger stage. So right? So above all, I think we are really here to advocate for equitable access, like connect all international teachers to teachers group. Like for example, I met the president of the Council for Exceptional Children. I told him about international teachers, not only Filipino teachers, and also the Tucson Education Association. And with this group, I was able to organize a meet and and greet for all international teachers coming from the Philippines, India, Mexico. There's also from Africa. I love the fact that there are a lot of groups who's willing to help our group. Actually, I love that. For
That's
example,
true.
the
Yeah.
Arizona Education Association, which is the teachers union, they have given me a platform to during their different conferences to share the challenges. Not only that, the triumph, of course, yung mga bonggang mga Filipino teachers dito. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
told them about
Thank
the
you.
application
Martha,
process.
Yeah.
Oh my God. They
you
don't
are
know.
a great
Going on and on.
unifier.
Yes, thank you so much for that. And of
Siguro,
course,
next time, Attorney Aileen, we're going to have, Martha will lead the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce Arizona chapter,
No,
yes,
there's
yeah.
right?
That's right. Well, actually,
Filipino.
now that you
Oh my
mentioned
God.
that, Ma'am Cora, we have a Filipino American Chamber of Commerce in Arizona, and they
Correct.
actually are
She
having an event
knows.
this November
Yeah,
15.
there are.
So because we're
Right.
connected, their chamber there, in our chamber, we're both members of the COFAC,
COFAC
the Coalition of
coalition.
Filipino American Chambers of Commerce, national. So it's good. It's actually good that you mentioned that because they have an upcoming event. They actually shared this with me. They're celebrating
Yeah.
luminaries in the business community November 15th. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Martha is going to be there, but
But we
I'm
will connect
thinking
Martha for
we might
sure.
see each
Yeah.
other there, Martha.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah.
yeah. So
So, Martha, is that a yes?
is that a yes, right? Okay. So
Oh
Thank
my
you,
that's
God.
it for
Martha.
Saturday.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's go to
Cora,
the
we're
last
running.
one. Let's
Yeah.
go to the open-ended.
Yeah, we're
She's
running
very
out of time. This is
passionate.
a good
Yeah.
discussion. Okay. So let me share our last open-ended question. So let's finish the sentence. I belong to a Filipino American professional organization, such as you mentioned one or two, because. Let's start with Dr. Aileen. Dr. Aileen, Attorney Aileen. Go. I'm sorry. Let's go to
Naging
Mito.
doktor na ako, hindi pa naman,
Uh-uh. No, you're
Hindi,
doctor of
Dr.
law,
Karim.
remember? You're a doctor
Dr.
of law.
Yeah,
Karim, JD
yeah, that's right.
Karim.
JD,
Yeah,
Juris
Dr.
Doctor. Well,
JD,
just
yeah,
Honoria.
you're a doctor
Juris.
of law.
because I
Yeah,
started my Doctor of Education as well, so I was thinking about that.
yeah.
Okay.
But so okay, let me see where is that sentence. I belong to Filipino American professional organization,
Such
such
as,
as which one do you want? Of course, the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce of Texas. Why? Because of maybe there's a lot of reasons, but one of the reasons is of course I'm a business owner and I'm also a professional. And as a business owner, it's important for me to, of course, make my business known because if they don't know your business, it's no business at all. So, important for me as a business owner is, of course, connection, network, support system, just like what Martha mentioned. It's hard to thrive in a community where you are new, you're alien to that community. Um, One way is to find your support system, and this Filipino organization such as PACC Texas is my support system, and of course resources. Now, the one thing that maybe I'm not sure if people in my community in our group in the chamber knows is that I never really uh, thought of becoming or leading a chamber of commerce. It wasn't my intention. When I decided to, okay, you know what, I need to join the community. I need to be there for the Filipino community. And the first, of course, the first thing that came into my mind is professional organization. So I joined the Chamber of Commerce. Just attended an event. Um, 7 years later, I am now the state president of this organization. Why? Because I love the organization. I share the same vision, the same goal. I share the same passion, and I want to grow this organization as I grow professionally and also business wise. So there is the reason. The reason there is, um, this is worthy of my time. It benefits both sides in the community and shared interests and goals. That's how you stick, and that's how you grow with the organization.
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Very well said.
Yes,
Mito?
In 1 minute, Mito,
Oh,
please.
that's
I
perfect
belong.
because I wrote down my answer for this and it's just very short and sweet. So I belong to Filipino American professional organizations such as UniPro Texas because UniPro Texas helped me find like-minded individuals who are passionate about uniting the Phil-Am community through education, empowerment, and Kapwa to build a more just and liberated future. The people there really have become my friends, my allies, my confidants, my community. And I think the work that we do enriches the minds and hearts of those who allow us in their lives.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. You said it right. Now let's go to Martha. Okay, Martha, your turn.
I
Martha
promise
Short.
it's below 60 seconds. Okay,
Okay.
so I belong to a Filipino American professional organization. So I'm gonna say it's United Federation of Filipino American Educators because they are my home away from home. So it really gives me a sense of belonging and purpose. So it's a community that really uplifts, and also we're here to support and celebrate who we are as a Filipino. See, below 60 seconds.
Thank you, Miss Martha.
I so love her energy. I'm like, I
She's
can
really
imagine
like,
her classroom.
okay, so what about you, Dr. Neil?
Oh, of course, I have my PACC Texas, and I'm sorry, I have, commotion here at the back. But anyway, I love the PACC Texas because it gives me a sense of, again, belongingness, my identity. And most of all, as a person, we like to commit ourselves. And being in this organization makes me feel, again, appreciated. In fact, I was telling Cora, you know what? I do more of my nonprofit, and then next is my work. But of course, it all have to be balanced at the same time. But thank you. We love the family connection. We love being home away from home, Miss Martha. And thank you so much. Ma'am Cora, how about you?
Okay, I belong to Filipino American professional organization such as uh, what is this? Society for the Advancement of Filipino Educators and Education Professional, Unified Houston Chapter, because I see the need to organize teachers, organize them in order to be impactful in our profession because we always make a difference in the life of every children here in the United States and anywhere else. So that's my answer there. Okay. It is a very, very exciting and purposeful discussion today. Wow. We are so rich in the skills of leading our community. We are not only leaders inside the classroom, but also in our community, which exemplifies the idea of Filipino unity and Filipino unity and identity. So before we end, we would like to say our announcement. Keisha, there you go. Neil, ano ka? Muted ka.
Yes, sorry.
There
So
you
this
go.
is a state project, again, PACC state project. We call it the Entrepreneur Bootcamp. We have one in Houston, like July. So not right now, we're gonna have again the second part, which is also in Dallas, DFW, or the greater DFW. And then I'd like also to share the next one, please. By the way, the bootcamp is free, so anybody can
Yeah.
can attend to that. And QR code, click it, and then please register because the seats are limited. And
Dr.
then
Neil,
Cora,
can I
yes,
just say something? Can you please go back to the slide, the first slide?
yes,
Yeah, I'll be there. I'm actually gonna talk about business formation there, so I'm
okay,
excited. So please join.
yes.
Okay.
Mito
We
and Martha,
also
if you
have,
have time, join
yeah.
us. Okay,
So
yes,
we also have our fifth year Save EP Unified Houston chapter, Daisy anniversary, and Thanksgiving potluck luncheon on the 22nd of November. I will publicly uh, invite Attorney Aileen to be our oath-taking officer, because I think I really need to park my position and give it to somebody else. I have been the president for 4 years. We are going to have our election of officers on that day, the 22nd. This will be at Sam Houston State University at Woodlands from 10:30 to 4
4 o'clock.
o'clock. Attorney, we will follow the formal invitation, but
Station.
yours will be from 2. You could come at 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock to 2:30 if you are
Well,
available.
well, Cora or Teacher Cora, it's always a pleasure on my part. I did it
Thank
before
you.
already, remember?
Yes, yes,
I had so
yes,
much fun
yes.
listening to
Thank
all
you.
the stories. So go. Yes, of course.
And just
Okay,
to
so we have another.
FYI, the teacher talk will be live on that spot also on that venue, as
Mhm.
Ma'am Cora and I discussed about it. So we'll have a lot of fun. And thank you so much, Attorney Eileen. All right. Can we give our
Do we still have
social
another
media
one? I think we have
announcement?
another one from the,
Oh yes,
you're
sorry.
invited to the 5th Grand International Reunion of the Philippine Normal University Global Alumni Association. This will be on July 25th and 26th, 2026 at Las Vegas, Nevada. So those who are alumni of PNU and you are here in United States, come and join us. We will give you the QR code so you could register, and let's go have fun and enjoy that 5th International Grand Reunion. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Niels, Dr.
Advance happy
Niels.
birthday, Dr. Neil.
Gosh.
Have a great
Surprise ba
happy
to?
this year. Surprise.
Well, this is a surprise. Thank you. But my birthday is gonna be on Monday. But of course, I want to say happy birthday also to Krisha, our production
Yes.
manager.
Okay.
Is
Thank you
that
so
Duchess
much.
in the background? Duchess in the
Okay.
background.
Yeah. Thank you so much sa ating mga guests. Kay Miss
Ma'am
Marta is
Cora,
yes.
I have one more thing. I didn't know that
Okay.
you're stepping down now. That's sad. You've been doing a
Yeah.
great job leading
Iba
this
naman.
organization. Yeah,
Iba
but we
naman.
want to hear more of your story. So you'll be featured in our MSI, movers,
Ah,
shakers, and
talaga.
influencers.
Thank
Allowing
you.
that news, of
Uh-huh.
course.
4
Yes.
years, 4 years. And
Wow.
I'm going to do my president's report on that day for 4 years, what we have established and how many J1 teachers we have supported, and they're willing to support more. Okay,
All
thank you.
right. Yeah.
Cora, let's ask, each one of our panel a 1 minute, greeting or announcement that they have. Miss Mito, you can start it. Anything for 1 minute.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you, Paul, again for inviting me to speak in this call. Like, I'm not really an educator per se. I think I'm a educator by proxy since, I work in tech. But, hats off to all of you here in this call. Like, you guys are so inspiring. In terms of announcements, like I mentioned, we do have this educational series that is, we're on our 4th week today, actually. It's happening right after this podcast. It's called No History, No Self, and maybe I can send you guys the link to register for that. Yeah, every week we talk about Filipino history, culture, and identity in that workshop, and it's publicly available. You just have to register. And again,
Perfect.
thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Our
Nice meeting you.
Tagalog, our Tagalog lesson.
Yes.
Yes, Tagalog lessons. I think, yeah, we can still register people. We're just like in the middle now, so it may be hard to get new people in.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Martha. Or
I think I'm just inviting all the Filipinos, Filipino teacher. I mean, a Filipino teacher here in Arizona, because Arizona is a long stretch. So I'm located here in the southern part of Arizona. So, I would say that I will tell my fellow Filipino teachers here that if you really want to grow, don't cage yourself in your little corner. So we're here in the land of opportunities, and one of the best ways to take advantage of that is join Unified Arizona.
Yes. Okay. Hi, Miss Marta. A shout out for from Las Vegas. I'm a huge fan. There you go. Go, 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 Miss Marta Rose. We are proud of you. Dami mong fans.
Mag-artista na lang siguro ako, Miss Cora.
So let's have Attorney Aileen. Any parting words, please?
Oh, well, I guess what I can say is no one is an island. So don't stay inside your house. Make sure that you are connected to any organizations, any. Find the organization that share the same goal, that you share the same interests and goals. Because if you're not happy in one or in an organization, you're not gonna survive, you're not gonna thrive, you're not gonna grow. So find that organization where you can connect and make the most out of it. Yun lang. Thank you, Niels, and thank you,
Yes,
Cora.
thank
Parang
you
ano lang
also.
yan eh. If you are in Houston, join the
Yeah, sa Houston.
Philippine American Chamber of Commerce.
That's
If you
right.
are in Dallas, join the Philippine American Chamber Dallas and UniPro.
That's
Or if you're
right.
in Arizona, join the Unified. There
Yes.
you go.
Correct.
So we are almost everywhere. So that's where the identity of the Filipino organization is something that I will say I'm so proud of. So anyway,
Yes.
Teacher Cora or Mom Cora, we will have again our live podcast November 22nd, and it's coming up. That's going to be, the topic is going to be heart to heart sa pagtuturo, our aha moments.
Ay,
Okay.
ganda.
Well, is there any announcement that you want to say or thank you? Because I want to thank again all our supporters, especially these Golden Girls of Brownsville that's always there to support us. And shout out to my fellow batchmate of FEU Girls High School for a very successful reunion down there in Las Vegas, Nevada. And of course, I want to say birthday greetings again to my sister, November 15, Rowena Salvador. Ma'am Cora.
Okay. I have nothing more. But thank you. So, kay Marta and kay Teacher Marta and kay Mito for sharing your expertise to us, and especially thank you kay Attorney Aileen Ligot for
Dizon.
sponsoring our
Teacher
our
Cora.
program. Thank
Yes.
you so much. Okay, without her, there will be no teacher talk. So
Yes.
we're going on third season, I should say.
Yay, of course, of
Very
course.
soon. So thank you, everyone, and we will see you next Saturday.
November 22.
Next Saturday, November
Yes.
22nd.
Can I have our parting words, which is in Philippians 4:13? It says here, I can do anything through Christ who strengthened me. And of course, being a Filipino American, because we're in the United States, this gives us also a sense of, personal strength, wisdom, and of course, the challenges that we're facing. It helps us, the Filipino, especially as educator, to have an empowerment to our professional unity. And again, maraming salamat po and sarang hamida.
Picture tayo, picture.
Picture, Krisha. Smile.
Okay, there you go.
Done. Thank
Okay,
you so
thank you,
much.
guys.
And by the way, we are
Bye, thank
recorded and
you.
you can watch it through Instagram and
YouTube.
YouTube channel. And of course,
Okay.
Facebook. Thank you.
Mito, I'm coming. I'm coming.
I need to go to Kalahari for my convention. Okay, bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Yes.